this video, we're going to build a math flashcard game for JavaScript. Hey guys, John Alder here from codingme.com, and in this video, we're going to take all the things we've learned in the last few videos, put them together, and build a simple math flashcard game. We'll start out with addition in this video. In the next video, we'll move into other things like subtraction, multiplication, and division. So basically what we want to do is flash up a couple of random numbers onto the screen and have the user add them together, enter their answer into a web form, and then click a button to see whether you got it right or not. We'll need to do some logic to make sure what the user entered is a number, not a word. And then we also need some logic to determine whether or not the answer is correct or not. If it's correct, we'll flash up a message that says, hey, you got it right. If they're wrong, we'll put up a little message that says, hey, try again. We also want a couple of buttons to reset everything and then start over again if you want to play again. So fairly simple, but it allows us to take all the things we've been learning, put them together. And there's a couple of moving parts that are a little bit tricky and should be a lot of fun. So let's head over to our code. I'm using the Sublime Text Editor in the Git Bash terminal as always. And as always, you can find a link to the code in the pinned comment section below, as well as a link to the playlist with all the other videos in this JavaScript series. So check that out if you haven't so far. So I've got a file here. I'm calling it flash.html. It's our basic starter code that we always have. If we save this and head over to our web browser, I'm in my C JavaScript directory. And if we click on flash.html, it just says Math Flashcards. So the first thing we want to do is create some random numbers on the screen, and we need 2 of these. So what I think I want to do is come up to our head section in our HTML, and we're going to have a lot of JavaScript code. So let's put this onto another file so it doesn't just clog up this screen. So let's go script src equals, and I'm just going to call this flashy.js, and then we can close that script. So, okay, go ahead and save this. Now let's go file, new file. And let's just go file, save as, and make sure you're in your JavaScript directory. And I just want to call this flashy and come down here and we want JavaScript. So this is going to be flashy.js. So right up here at the top of flashy, let's create a few things. Let's go let number1 equals, and we need a random number. So we remember how to do this. We call math.floor. And then inside of here, we want math.random. And let's have this between, say, 1 and 10. So we take that times 10, and we also have to add our 1 at the end. So, all right, that's one number. Now let's just copy and paste this and let number 2 equal another number. So we're going to have 2 numbers between 1 and 10. Now, if you wanted it to be between 1 and 100, you would just do it like that, right? So, okay, that looks good. Now, while we're at it, let's do some comments here. Create 2 random numbers. Let's also get the answer while we're at it. So let's call this the answer, right? And we're going to have this equal number 1 plus number 2. Okay, so we've got our numbers all set. Now we can use these number 1 and number 2 variables on our web page. So let's come down here after let's play a game, and let's create a line break. And I'm going to give this an H1 tag that makes them a little bit bigger. And inside of here, let's run a script. And while we're at it, let's close our script and also close our H1 tag. Go. And inside of here, let's just document.write. We want number 1 plus sign plus number 2. Okay, let's go ahead and save this and run it. See if that worked. Come back over here, hit reload, and we get 4 plus 9. All right. Maybe we could center this if we want, but I'll just leave it there. So, all right, so far so good. Now let's come over here and let's give us a line break. Now let's create a quick form. So let's go form, and let's give this an ID of what? Say my form. While we're at it, right away, I like to close things. And inside of here, we really only want one input box. So let's go input, and let's give this an ID of our answer. And this is going to be a type of text. And let's give this a class of form-control. And this will make it bootstrapified, make it look nice. All right, so, all right, let's put a line break here, or maybe 2 line breaks, whatever. And we also need some buttons. Here we go. So let's go a button with a type of button. And here, let's go on click and set this to an answer function. We don't have that yet. We'll create it in just a second. Now let's give this a class of btn-secondary. Make it sort of gray looking. I like that color. And let's have this say answer. So there's one button. We probably want a couple more. So let's have this one point to restart, and let's have it say play again. And let's have this one point to clear form. And here, let's just have it say clear. Okay, that looks good. So now underneath here, let's put a couple of line breaks underneath our buttons. And let's create a little field where we'll put answers and do logic and things on the screen. So let's create a p tag and give this an ID of, let's say output. This is going to be our output stuff. And we'll just leave it blank for now. So let's go ahead and save this, head back over here, make sure this looks okay. Hit reload. Okay, we've got a form. We've got to answer, play again, and clear. All right, we're coming together. Now let's work on this answer button. So we've got this onClick function calling answer. So we need to create that. So let's head over to our flashy.js and let's say do answer stuff. All right. And let's create a function here. And we're going to call this answer. Now, what do we want to do in here? Well, first we need to get the answer. So get the answer the user typed in. All right. So let's create a variable called, I don't know, our answer. And let's have that equal document dot get element by ID. And this is going to equal whatever we gave this ID in our form here. Right, so we called it our answer. So we'll just pass that in there. And then this is just going to be the dot value of that thing. Okay, so we've got our answer now. Now we need to do a little bit of logic here. So first, let's determine if the answer is a number, right? So we've got this form, right? And now I could type in 9 here, or I could type in, hot dog, right? Hot dog is not a number. So we need to determine, make sure the user's entering in a number. So that's fairly simple with JavaScript. I'm not sure we talked about this yet, so this is going to be fun. So we can use the isNaN function. So that's just isNaN. And it stands for is not a number, right? So let's go if, and let's go is not a number, and we can pass in our answer. So this is basically saying, hey, if it's true that is not a number, so instead of doing logic, let's just see what this is, because this is kind of confusing. So let's go document dot get element by ID, and we want to pass in our output. Remember, we've got this little output thing here. Let's just print to the screen right now. And let's go dot inner HTML equals, and let's go is NaN our answer. So this will just print out onto the screen what this thing is. Okay, so if we come back over here and if I type in something, got an error. Let's see here. This should be NaN, capital N. Okay, now let's head back over here. And if I type in any sort of number and click here, it says false. Because remember, it's is not a number. It's asking, is it not a number? And this is a number, so it's false, right? So if we typed in hot dog and clicked here, that's true. Hot dog is not a number. It is true that hot dog is not a number. So it's sort of backwards of what we might want. We want to see if this is a number or not. Either way, it's going to return false if it's a number. So we need to run some logic to make sure we do stuff if it's false. If it's not false, that means it's letters and stuff. So we need to do other things. So, okay. Hopefully that wasn't confusing. So let's go if, and we want is NaN for our answer. So if it's true that this is whatever, then let's document dot get element by ID, and we want our output here dot inner HTML to equal a, and then let's go our answer plus is not a number. Try again. Else. So the else statement is where it is a number, right? So let's copy this whole thing and paste this in again. There we go. But instead of that, let's just, for now, output our answer. That should be our answer. Okay, there we go. All right, that looks good. Let's save this and run it again, make sure that worked. So hit reload. If I type in 19, it prints out 19. If on the other hand, I type in hello, right? It says, hey, hello is not a number, try again. All right, so far so good. Now we just need to do some logic to determine whether or not we got the answer right. So again, let's head back over here. And instead of here just printing out this stuff, actually let's go not a number. And here, let's go is a number. But what we want to do here is run some more logic. So if it is a number, then we need to determine whether or not it's the right answer or not. So let's go if, and then let's go our answer equals the answer. Because remember up here, we've got the answer. We already know what the answer is. So if these two match, they equal, then, hey, we win. So we win. Woohoo. Right? So in that case, we would just go document dot get element by ID. And here for our output, we want to go output.inner HTML. We want to set that equal to correct. And then maybe we want to play around here. So let's go number 1 plus. And then let's put a space and the plus sign. And then another plus sign and go number 2. Then another plus sign. And then an equal to and a space and another equal to and another space. And then our answer. So here it'll say correct 4 plus 3 equals 7, right? Or whatever. So let's copy this whole thing. And then let's do an else statement. And here we have a wrong answer. I'm just going to paste that whole thing in again. And instead of it saying correct, let's say wrong. Number 1 plus number 2 doesn't equal our answer. That looks good. Let's head back over here and hit reload and see if that worked. So 9 plus 2 equals banana. Hey, banana is not a number. Try again. 9 plus 2 equals 10. Wrong. 9 plus 2 doesn't equal 10. All right. 11. Correct. 9 plus 2 equals 11. And that's it. Now we could flash this up in a little pop-up box if you wanted instead, make it a little flashier. I don't know. I kind of like it just on the screen here. And we're good to go. So now we've got this play again button and a clear button. Let's knock out the clear button first. What we want to do is clear this thing and clear this thing. We'll leave the numbers as they are. We'll change those when we play again. When we clear, we just want to clear this stuff. So we just need to clear these two things. We know how to do that. So remember, we've got this clear form function. So we need to create that. So let's come down here and let's say clear the form and stuff, right? So let's create a function called clear form. And inside of here, we just want to document dot get element by ID. And here, the name of our form is my form. So here we can just dot reset the form. That'll do that. We also want to document dot get element by ID and clear that output field, right? So here we'll just set the inner HTML value equal to nothing. Okay, that should work. Let's go ahead and save that and give it a test. Hit reload, type some stuff, hit clear. All right, that disappears and that disappears. All right, that looks good. Now we just need to do this play again button to give us new numbers, right? So a bunch of different ways we can do this. I'm just going to keep it very simple and reload the page. When we reload the page, everything restarts except the form. So we've got this reset function. So let's come down here and say play again, reset, whatever. And so we call a function called restart. And inside of here, well, we could first make sure everything is cleared. So, well, yeah, let's reset the form because sometimes form stuff hangs around even if you reload the page, right? So here, reset the form. And then after that, we want to reload the page. And we could do that super easy with JavaScript just by calling location.reload. And it's basically the same as if you, let's first save this and I'll show you. If you came up here and hit this little guy right here, this reload button, it's basically the same thing, right? So, we've got an error. Something went horribly wrong. Misspelled function. That'll do it. All right, save this. Come back over here. Okay, so 8 plus 10, let's say 18. Correct, 8 plus 10 equals 18. If we click play again, boom, everything gets reset. 9 plus 4 equals a hot dog. No, it's not. It's 11. No, it's not. It's 13. Boom. Yes. We can clear the screen. We can play again. 6 plus 2 equals 8. Everything seems to be working. Every time we hit play again, you notice it kind of flashes up here, just like if we hit this thing, kind of flashes up there. It's reloading the page. And that's kind of a lazy way to do it. And maybe in the next video, we'll change that from reloading. But I wanted to show you how to reload a page. And it's kind of a fun little thing to do. We could just create IDs for these two numbers and just, just like we cleared the form, we could just re-randomize if we wanted to with a random function of some sort. We'll probably do that in the next video. But yeah, pretty good. So that's a very basic math flashcard, just addition. In the next video, we'll probably flesh this out a little bit and add other things like subtraction, multiplication, division, things like that. Maybe we'll create a drop-down box that lets you pick which one you want to do, add or subtract or multiply or whatever. We'll look at that in the next video. But yeah, very simple, but lots of moving parts. And, this is starting to get to be a lot of code. So that's why we put it in its own file, and very fun. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out codemy.com where you could use coupon code YouTube50 to get 50% off lifetime membership. So that's access to all my courses, over 60 courses, thousands of videos, and the PDFs of all my best-selling coding books. Join over 190,000 students learning to code just like you. My name is John Elder from codemy.com, and I'll see you in the next video.